I'm a rider, provider, bring the heat, girl, I will bring the fire. And my name keeps going worldwide, so my job is to satisfy ya.
What is going on, guys? It's your boy Phantom J back in the building. How una do? Una keep safe. You don't know, send these challenging times it takes us all to do our part so that we can make sure that we kick this corona situation. Una agree with me? So today, guys, I just want to talk to you about 3 little points that came up when I was talking to a friend of mine. The 3 points are love, never quitting, and being strong. Now, I just want to say this from the start. This is all my opinion. I'm not going to spit anything and call it a fact, but this is how I view it. And this is how I've been able to grow and love myself and be able to say that I want to try things, I want to do more, and I'm going to love myself when doing everything. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So first things first, love. And this is a topic that a lot of us are looking at and saying, boy, is he going to talk about love right now? Well, yeah, I'm talking about love right now. Now, let me ask, what do you guys think is love? Don't worry, I'll wait. Have it in your mind yet? Well, guess what? Everybody's going to have a different definition on what love is, or at least what they believe love is. But if that's the case, and everybody has a different definition on love, doesn't that mean then that everybody's gonna love differently? To the truth. That's the thing. We all see love in different ways. I mean, some of us might agree on how somebody else might describe love, but at the end of the day, everybody's mindset is different. So everybody's gonna feel like they wanna love or be loved in different ways. And I think this is where the problem comes in. We have such differing views on love that sometimes we might end up viewing how someone else decides to love us as them not loving us. Now, thing is, I'm gonna say one thing and everybody's gonna agree with me on this one. Love is unconditional. Love is having will and passion. Now, when it comes down to will and passion, that involves the doing part of love. And that's where a lot of us end up in problems, because sometimes some of us think that just because we feel it, that means it's just love. That's not true in my opinion. Because love has 2 parts. Love has the doing and the feeling. Now the feeling part, now that is unconditional. When you say you love someone, love is an unconditional feeling. And I feel like some of us, this is where we mess up, because we might say that we love someone a little bit too early. Now, everybody who's in a relationship can attest to this. You've said you love somebody a little bit too early. I think we've all gone through that situation. Now, with loving, love should be unconditional. When you're willing to tell someone you love them, it should be unconditional. And I know that a lot of us have heard this, but look at it this way. When you love someone, or at least when you tell them you love them, do they ask you why you love them? And in that case, what do you say when they ask you why? Now stop. If you're going to say anything, you're wrong. And the reason why I say that you're wrong isn't because you're going to give a wrong answer per se, but because you're not looking at love the right way. Now, if love is unconditional and a person asks you why you love them, how can you give an answer more than I just do? And I know for a fact that a lot of us, when someone asks us why we love them, we're going to sit back and we're going to say, we love their smile, we love how they do this, we love how they do that. Now let's ask a question now. If they didn't have that smile, if something happened and they lost their smile, if something happened and they stopped doing what we loved about them, would we still love them? I know a lot of us are going to still say yes. But the thing about it, if love is unconditional, then we shouldn't have a reason why we love someone. We should just love them. And for those who disagree, look at it this way. When you were born, Did your parents love the fact that you were just a child? Now look at it. How much of us are children now? I can estimate that majority of those who are listening right now, you're above 18. Let me guess. You're above 18. Now, thing is, you're not a child anymore. You're a young adult. Have your parents stopped loving you? Have they ever once got up and said, we don't love you anymore? No. Your parents still love you because they just love you. You might make mistakes. You might talk back. You might be very rude. But your parents still love you. They may not love what you do. I'm not denying that. But they still love you because you're you. They don't need a reason. They just love you. When it comes to the part about the will or the passion, that involves doing. Now, how many of us have ever heard that love takes work? That real love takes work? It does. And the thing is that we don't realize that sometimes we don't actually put in the work. Some of us just try to put out the feelings when we don't understand how much work it actually takes. Love takes the will to love. Similar to when you might hear someone say they love to do their job, they love to work hard, they love to cook, they love to clean, they love to do different things. That's because they have the will or the passion to do that thing. Same with relationships. If you don't have the will or the passion to work on the love you have, it's gonna break. That's why when you hear people say that they fall in love, half the time you might hear them say that they are broken-hearted because they're falling. What happens when you fall? You break, you get hurt. People shouldn't see love as something to fall on. Love should be something you build up. Love is something you put in work for. You don't fall, you build up. You get better, you get stronger. And the stronger you are, what's gonna happen? You won't break. You'll just get bigger. But don't only think that it involves loving someone else. And this is where you fall short. The thing is, you have to know how to love yourself before you can know how to love someone else and make them love you in turn. I think the most difficult journey a person can go on is the journey of loving yourself. Because when it comes on to loving ourselves, it's extremely hard because so many of us dislike the person we are. We put ourselves down for the mistakes we make, for the people who hurt us, for the fact that we're just not the person we thought we would have been or the person we wish we were. Now the thing is, if you don't like the person you are, then you're gonna have a real problem with loving someone else because you won't understand that the person loves you or is at least trying to love you, but you can't show them the equal love that they're showing you because you don't love the person you are. Things that can actually cause people to not love themselves are when we make mistakes, when we get hurt, or when we put ourselves down for not being the person that we thought we could be or the person that we wanted to be. And the thing is, that's so backwards. Especially in those times, we should love ourselves. We should love ourselves when we make a mistake. Love ourselves when we get hurt. We should love ourselves when we're not the image that we thought we would have been. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, nobody should love you more than you. You should love yourself so much that at the end of the day, no one should be able to put you down, make you feel less than your worth. Because once you love yourself, you'll be able to see the worth you have. Because you'll know that, this person doesn't like me or doesn't love me because of this and that reason. But that's okay, because I'm me and I love the person I am. I love the person I'm becoming. And when it comes on to other people's opinions, it's their opinion. It's no fact. They can't stop me from growing. They can't stop me from being happy. Don't get me wrong. Loving yourself is a journey. It takes time. It takes work. But real love takes work regardless of whether you're loving yourself or you're loving someone else. It takes work, and you should have the will or the passion to do that, because real love takes passion, real love takes work, and real love is unconditional. Once you understand this, you'll be able to look at yourself and look at the persons who say they love you and understand that this is what real love is. This is what real love should be. The problem is that in our society, we've been warped by so many different mediums about what love should be or what love could be. Sometimes we ourselves get so confused that when someone really does love us, we do the exact opposite of what love is. And we end up hurting somebody we cherish a lot. Why at the start of the video you heard me say that love is a very destructive feeling. Because the thing is, if we don't understand it, we'll end up hurting somebody that we care about so much. And then when we do that, when we hurt that person, we may end up causing a vicious cycle, because there are so many times that a person who's been hurt might end up hurting someone else because they believe that because they were hurt, they need to hurt someone else in turn. And although I haven't covered every part of love in this video, I honestly believe and stand by the fact that if we take the time to understand what real love is, then we'll be able to cut that cycle. We'll be able to love those around us, and also to better love ourselves. And in my honest opinion, love is a journey. It takes a whole lot of work, more than a lot of us even realize. But the thing is, one part of the journey we don't understand is that if you're going to really love, you also have to learn to not harbor hate. And that's a problem that a lot of us have. That's a problem that I've had, is to not harbor hate. Now, we might have somebody who has done us so wrong that we want to hate them forever. But the thing is, you have to learn to love those who hurt you too. Because if you hold hate in your heart for somebody who's hurt you, then end of the day, all you're doing is rotting yourself from the inside. You're only making it worse for yourself, because there's a thin line between love and hate, so it is very easy to hate. You might jump from love to hate on a daily basis and you don't know. But the thing is, once you're able to cut that hate out of your heart, once you're able to truly love everybody around you, even loving those who hurt you will give you strength. Because the thing is, hate is a weakness. It takes strength to love, but it also takes courage to love those who hurt you. And once you have that courage and that strength, in the journey to love yourself and also to love those around you will be a lot easier. Because you'll have started now with the clear heart and the strength and courage to not only take this journey, but to succeed in learning what real love is and how to do it. Now, the next topic I'm going to talk about, guys, is quitting. Now, personally, I've never enjoyed quitting, because to me, if I start quitting anything, it's going to feel as if it's going to be a constant option. Like it's going to wave over my head like a sword on a string. You can always just quit. You can always give up. But the thing is, I never try to give up. Mainly because I know that if I put my mind to do something, I can do it. But if we decide to start quitting from now, we're eventually just going to keep quitting on stuff that we want to do. And that's going to be bad for us in the long run. Because once you start quitting, it's going to be like an addiction. You're going to feel like you can't stop. Once something gets even slightly difficult, we're going to feel as if, okay, maybe we can just give up halfway if it gets too hard. Thing is, if that was the case, then a lot of us would have quit during school. That's why they don't give students the opportunity to just get up and walk out of the class because it's too difficult. Thing is, when we do anything, we should always strive to do it and finish it. If we quit halfway or even close to the end, we're just giving up and saying that we're not worth the effort to finish it. We won't be able to. As if we don't have the ability, when we all have the ability. It just takes the mindset to do so. It takes the mindset to work harder. And that's the thing that I want to talk to y'all about right now, the mindset to stop quitting. Now, quitting is like an addiction. Like I said, you might end up not being able to stop. The only way to make sure that you don't quit is to have the mindset to know that you can finish whatever task that's put in front of you. You have to understand that, hey, I can do this. I can keep going. I can keep trying. But if you don't put that mindset in your head from now, then you're eventually just going to keep quitting. I know plenty of people who've done things and crapped out halfway. I've definitely gone through some situations where something was so difficult that I really wanted to quit. But the thing is, I feel so good that I decided to start things and got through them. Thing is, there's a difference between quitting and not being able to do something. Now, don't think that just because you can't do it means that you quit. For one, because quitting and not being able to do it are two different things. When you can't do something, it means that you honestly can't. You're human. Now, we have to look at it this way. Everyone was born differently. Everyone was made differently. Everyone was raised differently. We can't expect everybody to do everything that we see everyone else do. You might have a group of people who can do this. You might have a group of people who can do that. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. But there's a difference. When you quit something, it's something that you're able to do. That you decide that just because it gets difficult, you want to stop. Now I want to ask, for all you guys who go to the gym like I do, when you go to the gym and you see someone lifting up this big barbell or one of the other dumbbells, tell me, do you try to lift it? Okay, now if you realize that it's way too heavy, does that mean you quit when you put it down? Now check this out. At one point you heard me say ability. Now, like I said, everyone is built differently. Everyone was born and raised differently. You can't expect to do everything that everyone else can. But if you make the effort to try, then you have done more than the person who quit. You've done more than the person who just got up and said, you know what, I can't do it. I'm not doing this. Because guess what? That person gave up. That person decided that they are worth it to try. What you need to do now is realize that at this point, you know where your limits are. And you're going to keep going. You're going to keep trying. Because guess what? The thing about abilities and limits is that once you break past them, you can do more. You're able to do more. When you're in school, if the thing is too difficult, you learn more by keep on trying. You learn more by making the effort. When you're at the gym, when you put more weight on, you don't try to put on more than you can manage. You don't try to put on more than your ability is to lift. You put on enough so you can get stronger and eventually lift up the 500-pounder. Guys, I'm just kidding about 500 pounds. Please do not try that. But overall, when you make the effort to try, you do more than the person who quit. Now, for all the people here listening in, don't quit on anything you know you have the ability to keep going for. People quit and they sit and regret it for the rest of their life. But the people who fail, the people who make the effort and fail, they learn from their mistakes and they go about it in a different way. If you ask any successful business owner, they'll tell you, I tried something and it didn't work, but I learned from it. I was able to do better because I tried again. You gotta keep trying. You gotta keep making the effort. But the only way to do that is to have the mindset to say, I can try. For those who are at the gym, if you don't keep trying, if you don't try to put more weight on what you normally put on, try knowing well where your abilities are, where your limits are, and trying to get stronger and better at what you're doing, you won't get farther if you don't have the mindset to keep going. Quitting means you don't try. If you don't try, you don't move. If you don't move, where are you gonna go? Eventually, you're just gonna sit there and realize you could have tried and you could have gotten somewhere. For all those who think that just quitting means that you will never be able to do something, I got a newsflash for you. Even if you've quit already, put it in your mind from now, I'm gonna go ahead and try. Because the thing is, if you decide from now to stop quitting and keep going, you're gonna reach farther than you would have realized. You're gonna look back and say, why did I quit? If I made the effort, then I could have gotten so much farther. You have to have it in your mind that I am gonna keep trying, I am gonna stop quitting, and I am going to make the effort. Once you have that mindset, then guys, I can guarantee that nothing is gonna stop you. You're gonna be a bulldozer in life and you're gonna barrel through. Because life never gets easier. Life only gets harder, but the thing is, you can get stronger. So don't quit. Keep trying, make the effort, and get farther. Strength. What is strength? What do I think strength is? What do you think strength is? Do you think you're truly strong? If that's the case, what makes us believe that we're weak? In my opinion, having strength is having the ability and the mindset to push forward, to keep going. But yet, people think that because of different reasons, they're not strong. When it's the exact opposite. People aren't weak. People have weaknesses. Weaknesses don't make you weak. Everyone has strength. People just have strengths in different areas. It's all up to your mindset to understand that, and to understand that you can become stronger. Let me refer you to something. If you have a Bible next to you, look in Philippians 4 verse 13. Okay, you found it? Good. Now tell me what it says. Now, look at this. When it comes down to Philippians 4 verse 13, it talks about how God strengthens us, right? It talks about how God gives us strength. Now, the thing is, God isn't making us strong. God is strengthening us. And the reason why I don't use the word strong, I use strengthen, is because strengthening, as I used in the Bible, actually means to make stronger. So you were already strong. He's just making you stronger. Now, look at it this way. If it's the case where he's not actually making you strong, he's making you stronger, then how can you have the mindset that you're weak? That's where we mess up. We're not weak. We just have weakness. Now, if I had to name a few weaknesses, I'd say hate. I'd say the mindset to give up. Those are weaknesses that I've spoken about in the video before. Now, the thing is, being weak is like you're saying you can't do it, like you'll never be able to do it. So weakness is like a brake. It's like the brakes on a car. It's stopping you. But having weakness is the opposite. Weakness doesn't stop you. Weakness is actually fuel if you look at it. Because once you understand that you have weakness, you understand where you need to get stronger. And if you understand that, then why are you saying you're weak? Now look at it this way. When it comes down to us having strength, it's all about our mindset to understand that we are strong, that we've always been strong. But we can't let mistakes or other people make us think that at any point in time that we were weak. The second we do that, we're setting ourselves up to always think that we're weak. Kind of like when I talked about quitting. When we start quitting, when we have our mind on quitting, we are going to keep thinking like that. We're going to keep doing it. Now, if you keep your mind at the point where you understand that you're strong, you just have weakness, and that you can get stronger, that you can make those weaknesses fuel for you to get stronger, then in my opinion, nothing at all can make you weak. Weaknesses make you stronger because you know where you have to get stronger. So don't make it because you think you're weak. That's the thing, you think you're weak. You're not weak, you think you're weak. You need to understand that at this point, being strong is a mindset. Being weak is a mindset. So if you had to choose what mindset you're gonna keep, which one would you rather keep? Would you rather keep the mindset that makes you feel inferior, or the one that makes you feel superior? Saying that you're weak, it's like you're giving in to the ideal that you can't go farther, that you can't push harder, when that's not the case. The thing is, I know you've heard a lot of people say it's all in your head. Well, the thing is, it really is. It really is all in your head. The idea that you're weak is an idea. It's not a fact. It's an opinion. And if you know the difference between opinion and fact, then why do you still think you're weak? Having a weakness doesn't make you weak. Thinking you're weak makes you weak. That's the only way you can be weak. You have to believe in yourself and understand that you are strong. That when God strengthens you, He's making you stronger. That when people are there for you, they're trying to help you get stronger. They're not trying to help you get strong. Stronger. Say it with me. Ger. Let me hear you. Alright. So from now on, I want you to do something for me. Whenever you see that there's something you're weak to, I want you to say that you're not weak to it. I want you to say that you have a weakness to it. Because saying you're weak to it is like you're saying you're not going to get past it. Say that you have a weakness to it. Once you say that, you are making sure that you have it in your mind that it's something you will get past. It's something you will overcome. Because that's the thing. We were put on earth to overcome. We were never put on earth to submit and fail. Thing is, knowing and doing are what makes you strong. Knowing that you have strength, that you were born and you grew up and you're strong. Then doing, pushing forward, understanding that even though you may not be as strong as someone else, you still have strength enough to do anything that you put your mind to. Even if you fail, you have the strength to try. The only thing that's going to stop you is you. So say it with me right now. From now on, I know that I'm strong. I know I can get through. I know I can push past it. Because my mind has now acclimated to the point where I know how strong I am and I know how strong I can be. So nothing is gonna make me feel weak again. Once you have that mindset, I guarantee you, you will never have to be afraid of taking on any challenge. Because once you know how strong you really are and how strong you can be in the future, then you have nothing to worry about. Because life, okay, you know what, about that life, let me tell you, life never gets easy. Life never becomes simple. But the thing is, even though life might get harder, you get stronger. You can look at life and say, hey, is this all you got? Is that all you got, life? Yeah. Get to that point. Understand your strength and move farther to get stronger. Hope you guys liked that video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Guys, I just wanted to drop this video today because a lot of the times we don't realize that motivation is a two-way street. Somebody might motivate us, but at the same time we have to make sure that we take what they say and help motivate ourselves. So at the end of the day, make sure that you listen to what I said in the video and work hard to love yourself, never give up, and make sure you always know say you're strong no matter what go on. Alright, big up on yourself.
Mr. Machiavelli, I make them disappear just like Harry Houdini, even in my lyrically.